I have a box here, and it is Filippo Loretti. Yeah, let's see what's in there. This is welcome to Filippo Loretti family. Look at that. And we've got the instructions here. And of course, you've seen that's a picture of what is inside. And we've got wiping cloth. Very important. Very, very important to wipe your watch. And then we've got the box, yes. Filippo Loretti. And ta-da! Here it is. Here is Filippo Loretti. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Yeah, I had a watch from them before. Unfortunately, when I went to Nigeria the last time, I lost it in the airport. So I'm really, really glad to have another one. They make really, really nice watches that stand out. And this is it on my wrist. And, you know, every time I have a watch from this company, it's always like they took my measurements. The way the thing sits nicely on my wrist. Look at that. Yeah, just look at that. It's so lovely. I love it. It's on my... That's Filippo Loretti. You can see it on my black screen. Really, really lovely. They make really, really lovely watches for both male and female. Yeah, so... I love to partner with them if you are interested in this. A lot of people ask me where I buy this stuff from. Yeah, this is Filippo Loretti. That's the name of the company. And I've got a discount. If you check the screen now, you would see it. If you want to get one of this, yeah, go ahead and get it. If you check my Instagram as well, you'll see some pictures that I posted where I have close shots of this lovely, gorgeous watch. I absolutely love it. Oh yeah. Come on.
Hopefully you're not supposed to talk.
Hey guys. Hey beautiful people. How are you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Thank you very much for stopping by today. It's Sunday. It's a very lovely day, and super excited to have you here with me today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have not yet subscribed, please join our family by subscribing. This is ObodoFam TV. Here we'll talk about real issues. The real cocoa issues that affect us as Black people, Africans, worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well. It's a lovely day that the Lord has made, and we thank God for today. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me to do a video about flags, red flags, because every time I do the live shows, we always talk about all these red flags. We say, oh, this is a red flag, this is a red flag. So some people have asked that I do a video just basically talking about red flags that people should be mindful of when they go into relationships. So today, I want to talk about 10 red flags in relationships. I don't know how many people saw this story. It was quite a bad one. Some of you sent it to me on Instagram. It was all over about this lady that married somebody from abroad, and he was such a very, very, very jealous person. And at the end of the day, it was a disaster. Real disaster. The guy basically, chai. Whew, the story was quite chilling, to be honest. He just burned this girl. He said he put fire for the house. Burn him. All because of jealousy. After I don't posted a picture, you know, in a website that I cannot even mention, adult website. And people always say, don't women, or in some cases men, don't they see the red signs when they are dating? How come they still, you know, get together with people like this that end up, you know, buying them, or, you know, Ponshoni Jamba? How come? Well, the red flags are always there. And I feel like some of us see them and we ignore, or we think we can change the person, or we think the person will change, or we just I don't know, for one reason or the other we ignore. But the thing about red flags is that they are red for a reason. And when you see red flags and it's the one that you know that, okay, this one is a terrible one that you know you're not going to be able to live with, it's better for you to just end the relationship. A broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. A broken marriage is better than somebody ending up 6 foot under. So let's be guided. Right, the first one I'm going to talk about is when you meet someone and they are saying to you that they don't want to date, they just want to marry you immediately. Desperation. And this is on both men and women. I feel like this is a very big red flag, because most of the time that, you know, we've seen people come on the show to come and share their experiences, they share their testimony and, you know, what they've been through. It's always like, you know, rush. Either the man is saying, I don't want a relationship. As you see me, so I just want to marry you. I don't want to date. I just want to marry you. That's a red flag. Or a woman that is desperate. You are just so desperate to get married. You know, you meet a guy and 2 weeks into the relationship, you're already asking him, so where is this relationship going to? Where are we going to in this relationship? That's a red flag there. So people should date not to marry, but date to be friends, to get to know one another, to have a relationship. It is only when that friendship and that relationship blossoms and it becomes something that you are enjoying that you should even be talking about marriage. Don't meet somebody today and you're already talking about marriage tomorrow or in 1 week's time. That doesn't give you enough time to know that person. You need to at least date the person for a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, desperation and people who want to marry you right away. And a lot of ladies feel flattered, especially if you've been dating all your adult life and you're exhausted and you feel like, I just want to get married. And then you meet somebody that say, I don't want to date though, I just want to marry. You feel flattered and you say, oh, maybe God has sent this one my way. It's a trap. It's a red flag. Don't fall into it. Take your time. Don't be so obsessed with that wedding gown and that wedding ceremony. Nigerians are very obsessed with wedding. We are, as a people. We just love the ceremony. A lady told me a story yesterday and she said to me that on the morning of her wedding, she wanted to call off her wedding because she found out that the guy she was going to marry has serious anger issues. And this was like a long distance dating. She lives in the US and the guy lived in Nigeria. She went to Nigeria to go and marry the guy. And then she found out because of the way he was talking to someone else that he has serious anger issues because he was so angry and shouting at somebody, talking to somebody, very verbally abusive. So when she saw that as a red flag, she said she wasn't going to marry. But you know, her family convinced her to marry the guy on the day of the wedding. She said, I'm not going ahead with this wedding. But they made her, they say, I know, people have traveled, we've come down all the way, the family is gathered, his family is gathered. How can you say you're not married? You must marry. They made her go ahead with that wedding, and that was, she said to me, it was 5 years of hell. When she eventually married the guy and took him to the US, a lot of guys think that they are the only one. Some of our brothers think that the only one they go to Africa to go and marry. But we are beginning to see it now that a lot of women too do go and marry. It's neither here nor there, and I'm not saying that it only works when a man marries a woman or it only works when a woman marries a man. It's neither here nor there, right? But one of the problems that I find about all this long distance going to marry somebody from Africa is the fact that you don't have the luxury of dating that person and actually knowing them. Talking on the phone is not the same thing as spending quality time with someone. It's sweet when you're talking on the phone. Now, just they do love, they serenade each other. Everybody go to smile, they happy. Go to sweet you. So we are obsessed with wedding, and you know, we just look forward to the wedding day. But we now know that a lot of wedding day, months later, years later, become horror movies. You know, somebody saying they want to marry you instantly. Red flag number one. Number two red flag is how do they treat or how do they talk about their previous relationship. Unresolved previous relationship can become a red flag. When you meet somebody, observe and please pay attention to how they speak about their exes. If someone is very bitter about their ex, maybe because of the way they are treated in that relationship, they are very bitter and they keep talking about that ex, whether it's male or female, that's a red flag there. Okay, it's most likely you are going to pay for something you didn't do. A guy reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and he just wanted to talk to me privately, and he was telling me about how this woman he's dating, he absolutely loves her. He really, really loves her. He said he wants to marry her, but she's still so hung up about her previous relationship and what the guy did to her in her previous relationship. She would not stop talking about how the previous guy used her, how he did this. So she's got trust issues now. She doesn't trust anybody. Even though she said, even though he has not given her any cause to doubt her, he's tried to reassure her that, you know, all men are not the same. And he really, really loves her, wants to marry her. This woman will not stop talking about her ex. So he said to me, I don't know what to do, sister. Please advise me. I said, don't marry her. He was shocked when I said that. I said, don't marry her. It seems like a very harsh advice, but I'm telling him the truth. If he goes ahead to marry her, that woman will never enjoy that marriage, and he will make his life a living hell because she's not dealt with, you know, she has some unresolved issues from her previous relationship. Look, don't make somebody pay for what they didn't do. Okay? The best way to go about it is that if you know you have some unresolved issues from your prior relationship, please deal with it. Take your time, heal, get counsel, do therapy, do whatever you need to do, meditation, yoga, whatever. Make sure you deal with those issues before you get together with someone else. It's unfair to expect somebody to, you know, suffer as a result of what they didn't do, whether this is male or female. Some men have been, you know, some women have done some pretty, you know, nasty things to them, and to them now every woman is that woman that did that thing to them. So always pay attention when somebody keeps talking very negatively about their past and, you know, about their previous relationship. They have nothing good to say, and they keep talking generally as the whole gender, trashing that gender as a result of what one person did to them. Is a red flag for me. Yeah, that's a red flag. That's unresolved previous relationship issues that needs to be resolved before any meaningful relationship can develop. That's why it's so very dangerous to, you know, for children to grow up in an abusive environment. Because if abuse is all they know, they grow up seeing their father beat their mother or scream at their mother, abuse, you know, say the derogatory things to their mother. A lady came on the show the other day, and the husband contacted me. Do you know what this guy did? The ex-husband. He took that video and was playing it to the children, to his sons, and was saying, come and see your mother, come and see your mother. And then he now reached out to me. I was trying to say, no, it's not like that. Oh, she came to the show online, and what she said was not correct. I said, well, do you want to come and tell your side of the story? I'm very open for you to come, and everything she said against you, if you want to correct it, or you have your own aspects, or you want to explain yourself, I'm open, come. He said, no. And then he started calling the children to come and hear our conversation and say, didn't your mother do this? Didn't your mother do this? And this man was busy telling me, I'm a very good man. No, I don't have any faults. It's that woman that is the devil. I said, can you please, sir, don't do that. Don't do that. What you are doing now is very dangerous. Why are you calling the children into whatever drama that is between you and your wife? He said, no, they are not children anymore. I said, they are not children. How old is the oldest one? He said, 12. I said, yeah, Mudano. A 12-year-old is not a child anymore that you are bringing, you are telling. So you are basically telling them to choose between you and their mother. And that is so wrong. That's abuse. If you meet someone, please ask them about even if you don't have the opportunity to see how they were raised, ask them about their childhood. How was your parents? How was their relationship? Find out. Because children like that, if they remain with that kind of a man, he will end up damaging them because of the things he will be saying. You never bring children into your marital drama. They didn't ask to be there. So you need to find out, how were they raised? Was the father abusive to the mother? Was the mother abusive to the father? What happened in his childhood when he was grown? What pattern of behavior has he learned? What is his model or her model of relationship? What example did she see growing up? Is she the one that saw the example of the mother that will sit down from morning to night and be abusing the father? You know, people, the more you get to know people, they'll be dropping hints, bits and pieces. They will just drop it. Without knowing itself, they will just say it without knowing. So, you need to know what they learned growing up. How was their parents or the people that grew up with their primary caregiver as children? What was the relationship between them? Some people have some unresolved trauma. A lot of, damage that has been done to them by their parents, and they carry it into a relationship. And that's why we have a lot of chaos now. So you need to find out what happened to them in their childhood. Controlling behavior. Okay? When somebody has controlling behavior, is always very easy to identify. It's a big red flag, right? Massive red flag. It shows in things like, you start dating someone, you meet someone, and they start telling you, not, I don't like people on social media. I don't want you to be on social media. And they criticize your friends. They criticize your family members. They're telling you what to do. They're telling you what to wear. They're telling you not to wear makeup. You remember the story of Mary? Mary told us about how this Mongo Park pastor that she married, it was so bad that she had to scrape her hair. That is manipulation and controlling behavior of the highest order. Telling a woman to go and scrape her hair because you don't like. She was wearing hair. You saw that she was wearing hair. You didn't tell her that you didn't like hair. Of course, the intentions for marrying her, we found out was not, pure. He didn't even love her, unfortunately. But these are some of the subtle red flags you should pick on. They start telling you, don't wear makeup, don't wear. If you are looking for somebody who doesn't wear makeup, there are so many women that don't wear makeup. But don't marry or get together with someone that wear makeup and you tell them not to wear makeup. Is an element of control. Okay? Some women are okay with it, but some will not, be okay with it. And let me tell you something, ladies. If you meet a guy and they start telling you, bad mouthing your friends or family members while you are dating, don't think it's going to change. A lot of the women that come on the show tell us how they are isolated from their friends and their family is a tactic to manipulate and control you. Do not ignore controlling and manipulative behavior at that. It starts with little things. Oh, is that what you're going to wear? Controlling and manipulating what you wear, whether you wear makeup, you wear hair, and this is your own personal choice. You're an adult. Nobody should be telling you what you should put on your body. If you don't like it, go and look for somebody else who doesn't. It does break somebody's esteem if you endure it for a long time. So watch out for controlling, manipulative behavior. Okay, it's a red flag. Moving on quickly. When somebody cannot say sorry, whether you are male or female, because some of these points will apply more to men and some will apply more to women. So you just choose the one that you feel is relevant for your gender. When they always justify their bad behavior, somebody has never said sorry. You are dating someone who never acknowledges the fault. Because, even when you argue, it's small, little things. You have a disagreement and someone never say, oh, I'm sorry. But they always, right, you are the only one that is always apologizing. That's a red flag. Massive red flag. Always justifying bad behavior, trying to explain it. They never say sorry. They don't talk through issues like having a discussion. It's always like they want to shut it down and you always have to apologize. And they have this very big sense of entitlement. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a massive red flag for both men and women. Nobody is perfect. It's only God Almighty that is perfect. So as a human being, you are bound to make mistakes. But it takes a strong person who is very self-aware to know that, okay, when you done something wrong, maybe you said something carelessly, or you did something, your action, your behavior, whatever, you have to say sorry. But if you cannot say sorry, you're always trying to justify it, and you make the other person feel as if what you did is not, you don't need to apologize. That's a red flag. Red flag, red flag. Keep running. Run. Right. The next one is when so many of your family members and friends don't like that person. There's a reason, loving eyes never sees. That's what Michael Bolton, he sang that song and he said, loving eyes can never see. There are some things that you don't see when you're in love with someone, but your family, your friends will see it. And if you have like 5 friends and 4 of them don't like the person you are dating, there's a reason. Listen, it's a red flag. If your family member, let's say you have 10 family members, 8 of them don't like that person that you are with, there's a reason. Listen. So for me, I would say that's a red flag. If it's only one person that doesn't like them or 2 persons, that's different. But you can say, oh, that person is jealous or they are trying to tell you what to do as an adult. But if everybody is against that relationship, almost everybody that you know around you are saying, this man, don't marry him. This girl, don't marry her. Maybe there's something they know they don't want to tell you at that point because they feel like you are in love. You are going to not take it well. You're going to blame them or you say something. So they keep it to themselves, which I don't think is right anyway. But people do it. They keep quiet when they know something. Don't ignore. It's a red flag. There's a reason why a lot of people don't like that person you are dating. And if people don't like him or her, red flag, red flag. Another one is abusive behavior. A lot of people see abusive behavior in when they are dating people, and they ignore it because they think, it's small things. Because especially if you didn't date, and that's why I always emphasize that people should date for a long time. Friendly insults. See how big your head is. This your bum is too flat though. Eh? All those kind of things. And you are dating somebody. You shouldn't have to be defending your you shouldn't have to defend yourself or trying to explain your body parts or how you are. If somebody loves you, they will love you wholeheartedly. Okay? They shouldn't say something about you that would demoralize you. In the case of ladies, if the guy is short, you say, he's short man. Short man mentality. Okay? A lot of ladies have a problems with short men. But some short guys, I tell you, they are short and sweet. But you keep looking for tall, dark, and handsome. The heart loves what the heart loves. When that tall, dark, and handsome turns out to be a monster, don't blame yourself. Oh. We all love tall, dark, and handsome. But sometimes, maybe the person God has designed that will give you peace of mind, that will make your life peaceful, happy, might not be tall, dark. Look at what is on the inside. This is what I tell my daughter. Look at what is on the inside, his behavior, his character. So abusive behavior like that, throwing small insults, is a red flag. When somebody starts doing that during a dating period, when you are not even, you are dating and they start to insult you, subtle insults. Or maybe they say something they always find faults in other people. They are always, abusing other people in your presence, and you hear it. It might be you next. So that's a red flag for me. Moving on very quickly now, lack of communication. Someone who cannot talk. Okay? You cannot talk, you cannot communicate. You don't have the tools to communicate and listen. Some people don't know how to communicate. The only way they communicate is to be shouting. Unfortunately, we grew up in a culture where communication is not taught. The basic tools of communication, we are not taught how to communicate. We shout at each other. We shout at each other a lot. It's not everybody, but a lot of Nigerians, we do shout quite a lot. This is culturally the way our culture is. But communication is about saying something and somebody listening, acknowledging what you are saying, processing it, and giving you an appropriate response. But when you say something and that person always discards it as not important, or they don't let you finish, they cut you short, they don't listen, or you are talking to them, they're on the phone all the time. You've spoken to them once, you've spoken to them second time, they ignore you, they are constantly on social media. A lot of women have come here to say that the guys they were dating were constantly on social media, they don't give them attention, and they don't communicate, but you still go ahead and you fell pregnant. It's a red flag. People need to be, because the way you resolve issues is by communicating. So communicate about everything and anything. That's why, the person needs to be your gist. It needs to be someone that is your gist partner that you see what happened today. If they don't know how to communicate, maybe you are trying to just gist, because gist is good though. To be honest, it's good for your soul, to help you relax. You laugh. But whenever you want to gist, that person is always so serious. Very, very serious. They can't laugh. They cannot communicate, my people. And you are the kind of person that likes to play and have fun. Someone like me, I can be very chilled and I just want to play. I laugh a lot. I like to laugh. If you have a good sense of humor, I love it. I love it to bits. So, if someone doesn't have the tools of communication and you've seen it, and you are somebody that you know that communication is a big deal for you, you like to talk through things, you like to reason everything out, it is a red flag. So, yeah. Another one I'm going to talk about is someone that is insecure. When they are insecure, they are jealous. Very, very jealous. This one, there are many things wrapped into one. Insecure, jealous, irresponsible, immature, unpredictable. These are 5 things. Insecure, jealous, irresponsible, immature, and unpredictable. I told you guys a story about this lady that was, she was inside the house. This man she went to marry. She was the one that went to marry the guy. You may have seen the story. That's the picture there. She's under now. 6 feet under. Because the guy was so insanely jealous. And I'm sure for somebody to go to the extent that, for him to go to the extent, because he actually go filling station, go buy petrol. Just because he said, I will make you suffer the way you made me suffer. Hey. That story was quite chilling, no. Honestly, it was quite chilling. And it just happened like this last week. It happened here in the UK. And now this woman go marry and come home. So these are all red flags. You've not done anything to make them jealous, but they are just so jealous. Remember Abby's story? Abby said that her husband was so jealous that he was so jealous and he will accuse her of sleeping with anybody. It's not because of what you've done, but their sense of insecurity is so high that even if you say you greet another man, or as a man you greet another woman, that person will think that that's your next person you are sleeping with now. Insecurity is very bad. It can make people do very, very dangerous things. Jealousy, insecurity. Somebody is not responsible. Responsible in terms of, you can also talk, I'm not even responsible in terms of, behavior, being accountable, their lifestyle and everything. Are they responsible with money? Someone that is not responsible with money also is a red flag. Yeah, people can be very irresponsible with money. And when somebody is irresponsible with money, it is difficult to plan a life with that person. Abby also told us about how irresponsible her husband was with money. Like, he would take all this plenty money to go to Nigeria. 100,000, 70,000. The lessons that are in Abby's story, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go and watch it. And she told us that she saw the red flags. So this one particularly was very, very, very constant in Abby's relationship throughout. Red flag with you. It's subtle things during courtship. We are talking about red flags now, so that you don't end up in all these very bad relationship, toxic marriages. Trust issue is a big deal. If somebody has trust issues, until they deal with those trust issues, you cannot have a successful relationship with that person. It's a red flag. If I tell you that this box is white, and I know it's white, maybe you are not saying it and I say it's white, and you keep saying, are you sure? I don't think so. It's gray, it's red though. No, it's not. It doesn't look white though. This, that. This is a very simple example, but it can also be an example of someone with trust issues. They cannot take your word for it. What you say to them doesn't matter. It is about their own perception of the reality. It is not the reality, but it's just a version of the reality they have in their mind. And it's formed not based on evidence or what is real, but because of preconceived ideas in their head. Trust issue is a deal breaker, whether for a man or woman. Please, if somebody has trust issues, pick your race, run. And now, finally, the last one is, what does your gut feelings tell you? I've talked about observing his childhood, asking questions about childhood, what their story was growing up, what their father did to their mom, or what their mother did to their dad, and all that. I've talked about unresolved past issues in relationship. And then the final one is God's feeling. What is your gut telling you? Especially for ladies, we always have the gut feeling about something. We always know when something. A lot of women will tell you that they knew, they suspected, they saw it, but they ignore it. Don't let love blind you. What does your gut say about that person when you are dating? If your gut is not happy with it, you prayed, your spirit is restless about it, it can be a red flag. Maybe it's something you haven't seen yet, but until you have peace in your heart about somebody, that's why I was talking about how obsessed we are with marriage. On that wedding is what we're obsessed with in Nigeria. Nigerians love wedding. You take the ashoebi, the uniform, the dressing up, the gele, the everything, the money we want to spend and all that. Wedding is one day. Your life is forever. So if your gut feeling is not right, you prayed about it, it's a red flag. Run for your life. So I'm just going to leave it here today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, it's not exhaustive. The list is not exhaustive by any means, but these are the ones that I could think of, come up with. Look, before I leave, I want to remind you of my beautiful, beautiful watch. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful watch. Look at that. It's Filippo Loretti. If you want to get yours, you love it on my skin. It's beautiful. Then details are in the comment section. Of course, the discount is right here. Get yours. If you come to my Instagram page, you will see some pictures I've taken. It's gorgeous watch. Thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you in my next video. I love you. Bye-bye.